Lithium Americas Corp, or LAC, has been on a roller coaster lately. In just a few months, the stock plummeted from 3.46 in July to 2.53 by late August, only to explode upward to 7.04 in the latest session. This dramatic turnaround has caught the attention of traders everywhere. The short-term trend is now strongly bullish, with the current price up 178% from August's lows and more than doubling July's level. However, when we zoom out, the long-term trend remains neutral, signaling that while the recent action is exciting, it's not yet a confirmed long-term breakout. Let's dive deeper into what's driving these moves. One of the most striking aspects of LAC's recent surge is the trading volume. Back in July, when the stock peaked at 3.46, volume was just under 30 million shares. Fast forward to the latest rally and volume skyrocketed to nearly 216 million shares, over 7 times the average daily activity. These volume spikes aren't just numbers, they signal strong institutional interest and conviction behind the price move. Whenever LAC makes a directional move, volume tends to surge, reinforcing the momentum. This expanding volume during the price recovery is a classic sign that big players are involved, and it's a key reason why the recent rally has been so powerful. Moving averages are a great way to spot trends, and for LAC they're all pointing up. The short-term 5-day SMA and EMA are both below the current price, showing that the stock is running hot. The 5-day SMA sits at 6.438 while the EMA is at 6.1187, both trailing the 7.04 price. Longer-term averages like the 50-day SMA at 3.314 and the 200-day SMA at 3.0112 are far below, highlighting just how sharp this rally has been. The 10-day and 20-day EMAs are converging upward, which often signals a strengthening trend and potential for further upside. Technical indicators are lighting up with bullish signals for LAC. The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, is at 73.41, which is well into overbought territory. Williams % R at -10.71 also confirms strong momentum. The MACD is positive at 0.9213, with a bullish histogram suggesting upside acceleration. Volatility is high, as shown by the ATR at 0.6382. Trend indicators like ADX at 33.48 and Arun up at 100 show a powerful trend, while the Money Flow Index at 76.1 points to strong buying pressure. Stochastics are also overbought, reinforcing the idea that the stock is running hot. Linear regression analysis gives us another perspective on LAC's price action. The regression slope is positive at 0.0297, indicating an uptrend. However, the regression line itself is at 4.1712, well below the current price of 7.04. This means the stock is trading far above its recent trend mean, with a deviation percentage of nearly 69%. The R-squared value of 0.286 shows only a moderate correlation with the trend, suggesting that the price is stretched and could be at risk of reverting back toward the mean. This overextension is a key risk to watch. Looking ahead to the next trading day, the strong momentum and high closing volume suggest that LAC could open even higher, possibly between 7.1 and 7.3. However, with so many indicators in overbought territory, there's a good chance we'll see some early consolidation as traders lock in profits. Still, the overall bullish sentiment could keep the price elevated, at least in the short term. The extreme deviation from the mean does raise the possibility of a quick pullback, so traders should be ready for volatility right from the opening bell. Technical analysis shows that LAC is approaching key resistance at 7.1, which is a psychological barrier with a stronger ceiling at 7.5, the September high. On the downside, support sits at 6.3, a recent consolidation level, and 5.7, the September low. With the current price near resistance, the stock may pause or pull back before making another move. The distance to the nearest support is about 10.5% below, while resistance above is minimal, suggesting that any breakout could be sharp, but so could a reversal if momentum fades. Based on the average true range, ATR of 0.6382, LAC's potential intraday high could reach 7.6782, while the low might dip to 6.4018. Given the current momentum, the actual range could skew higher, especially if buying pressure continues. The moderate distance to support suggests that risk is balanced for now, but traders should be prepared for wide swings throughout the session. This kind of volatility can create both opportunities and risks, so it's important to stay alert and manage positions carefully. The current momentum continues and volume remains strong, especially above 100 million shares. LAC could push through resistance and target the 7.5 level. Sustained buying interest and institutional participation would be key drivers for this move. In this scenario, traders might look for confirmation from volume and trend indicators before jumping in. However, it's important to remember that the stock is already overbought, so any bullish move could be sharp but short-lived if profit-taking kicks in. The flip side, if traders start taking profits and volume drops off, LAC could see a quick pullback toward the 6.3 support level. This would be especially likely if overbought indicators begin to reverse and momentum fades. In this bearish scenario, the stock could retrace a significant portion of its recent gains, so risk management becomes crucial. Watching for signs of fatting volume and weakening trend indicators can help traders anticipate a potential reversal. Third possibility is that LAC consolidates between 6.7 and 7.2 as the overbought conditions work themselves out. In this neutral scenario, the stock could trade sideways for a while, allowing indicators to reset and volatility to decrease. This kind of consolidation often sets the stage for the next big move, whether up or down. Traders might use this period to watch for new signals or prepare for a breakout in either direction. Despite the risks, the short-term outlook for LAC remains bullish. The explosive rally, strong volume, and positive technicals all point to continued upward momentum, at least in the near term. However, with so many indicators in overbought territory, caution is warranted. Traders should be aware that sharp reversals can happen quickly, especially when a stock is this extended from its trend. While the short-term action is exciting, the long-term trend for LAC is still neutral. The recent surge has pushed the stock far above its longer-term moving averages, but until those averages catch up and the trend is confirmed, it's too early to call this a lasting breakout. Investors with a longer time horizon may want to wait for more evidence before committing to a position. Massive volume spikes during LAC's rally suggest that institutional investors are heavily involved. These big players often drive the most significant price moves, and their participation can add both momentum and stability to a trend. However, when institutions decide to take profits or reduce exposure, the resulting moves can be just as dramatic in the opposite direction. Watching volume patterns can provide valuable clues about institutional behavior. Multiple technical indicators are flashing overbought signals for LAC. The RSI, stochastics, and money flow index are all at elevated levels, suggesting that the stock may be due for a pause or pullback. While overbought conditions can persist in strong trends, they also increase the risk of a sudden reversal. Traders should be cautious about chasing the stock at these levels and consider waiting for a pullback towards support. Average True Range, or ATR, measures volatility, and for LAC it's currently elevated at 0.6382. This means traders can expect wide price swings during the day, which can create both opportunities and risks. High ATR values often accompany strong trends, but they also signal that caution is needed, as prices can move quickly in either direction. Average Directional Index, or ADX, is at 33.48 for LAC, indicating a strong trend. ADX values above 25 generally signal that a trend is in place, and the higher the number, the stronger the trend. Combined with other bullish indicators, this suggests that the current rally has real strength behind it. However, strong trends can reverse quickly, especially when overbought conditions are present. Arun Up indicator is at 100, which means LAC is hitting new highs. The Arun oscillator is also at 100, confirming bullish dominance. These indicators are designed to spot emerging trends and confirm their strength. When both are at maximum levels, it's a strong sign that the stock is in a powerful uptrend, but it can also mean the move is getting stretched. Money Flow Index, or MFI, is at 76.1 for LAC, indicating strong buying pressure. The MFI combines price and volume data to measure the strength of money flowing in and out of a stock. Readings above 80 are considered overbought, so LAC is approaching that threshold. This suggests that while buyers are in control, the risk of a reversal is increasing. Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or MACD, is at 0.9213 with a positive histogram of 0.3448. This setup signals accelerating upside momentum for LAC. The MACD is a popular tool for spotting trend changes and momentum shifts, and when both the MACD and histogram are positive, it's a bullish sign. However, as with other indicators, it's important to watch for any signs of weakening momentum. Williams %R is another momentum indicator, and for LAC, this reading confirms strong bullish momentum, as values above -20 are considered overbought. While this supports the case for continued strength, it also means the stock is at risk of a pullback if momentum fades. Traders often use Williams %R in conjunction with other indicators to time entries and exits. Stochastics indicator for LAC is at 77.03K and 80.08D, both in overbought territory. Stochastics are used to identify potential reversal points, and readings above 80 typically signal that a stock is overbought. While this doesn't guarantee a pullback, it does suggest that the rally may be running out of steam and that traders should be cautious. LAC's current price is significantly above its linear regression mean, with a deviation percentage of nearly 69%. This kind of overextension often increases the risk of a mean reversion where the price snaps back toward its average. While strong trends can persist, traders should be aware that the further a stock moves from its mean, the higher the risk of a sharp correction. 10-day and 20-day EMAs for LAC are converging upward, which is often a sign of a strengthening trend. When short-term averages move closer together and point higher, it can signal that momentum is building and that a new trend is taking shape. This convergence is one reason why traders are watching LAC closely for further upside. 7.1 price level is a psychological resistance for LAC. Psychological levels are round numbers or previous highs that often act as barriers to further price movement. Traders tend to place buy or sell orders around these levels, which can lead to increased volatility and potential reversals. If LAC can break through 7.1, it could open the door to further gains. Support levels act as a floor for a stock's price, and for LAC, 6.3 is a key support. This level was established during recent consolidation and could provide a cushion if the stock pulls back. If LAC falls below this support, it could trigger further selling and a deeper correction. Watching how the stock behaves around support can help traders manage risk. If LAC so extended and overbought, the risk of profit taking is high. When traders see big gains in a short period, they often sell to lock in profits, which can lead to sharp pullbacks. This is especially true when the stock is near resistance and overbought on multiple indicators. Being aware of this risk can help traders avoid getting caught in a sudden reversal. Despite the volatility, LAC's risk profile is fairly balanced at current levels. The moderate distance to support and minimal resistance above mean that traders have opportunities on both sides. However, the high volatility and overbought conditions mean that risk management is more important than ever. Setting stop losses and being disciplined with entries and exits can help navigate the swings. Recent surge in volume suggests that both institutional and retail traders are active in LAC. Institutions often drive the biggest moves, but retail traders can add fuel to the fire, especially during volatile periods. Understanding who is behind the volume can help explain the intensity of the recent rally and the potential for continued volatility. Summary: LAC is showing powerful short-term momentum, driven by explosive volume and bullish technicals. However, the stock is overextended and overbought on multiple indicators, raising the risk of a sharp pullback or mean reversion. While institutional conviction is strong, traders should be cautious about chasing the rally and instead look for opportunities on pullbacks towards support. The stock's behavior suggests it's susceptible to sharp momentum shifts, so staying alert and managing risk is key in this environment.